Okay, so I already watched the Song of Nunu trailer, so I'm not going to react to it. I'm going to give you my raw thoughts on what it is. I've had like a day or two to like think it over, and my opinion of it is it's meh. So far all of these indie games have been lackluster and they're not complete games. Like these guys are probably like $20, $15 games in a year that don't hold any weight. They're not super interesting and they're actually just there. Like this is one game where it could be really cool and it looks amazing, but the gameplay and the story is just seeing what's lacking. Ruined King was lacking gameplay, but the story is really cool, but I think the gameplay is what's going to hold it back. And I think the like Mayhem one sucks. And that's just how I feel. It's just I don't feel like these games will give you any kind of like accomplishment even. Like, will they entertain you? Sure, but is it worth $30? That's the question. Is it worth the time? And right now, I can confidently say no. I think they're releasing 4 games, and they're also releasing this game called Convention. I can't say the word, but this is what it looks like, and it's basically like exactly like Mayhem. Like if we let it play out, like this is the art style. This is what it looks like, and this is probably the most indie of all of them looking. Besides, like, Hextech Mayhem. But, like... Okay, thank you. Can you please just get to... Like, this is what it looks like. It's a platformer. And, honestly... This is, like, kind of what I grew up playing, by the looks of it. And not to say that's, like, a bad thing. But... I just hate that all of these games are $30. I think half of these would be great mobile games. Like if these were mobile games, instant hits. Probably every Riot, like anyone who is Valorant or League would have these games downloaded on their phone. They would be playing them on pastime, guaranteed. But because they are like $30 games that you have to play on a system, I think these games suck. Like that's just ultimately how I feel. I feel like there's a lack of depth, and Convergence is probably the only game that I would even consider buying and playing just in terms of content, because I think it would be like actually enjoyable, and it's like a platformer by the looks of it. So I think there's actually like a good challenge there. I feel like all the other games are pretty cut and dry, and you're just there for the story, and I feel like every one of those, the story sucks. And then you have Hextech Mayhem, which sucks, and I don't even want to like think about it because I really don't. I think Hextech Mayhem is the worst. I think Song of Nunu is second to last, just because I think the story isn't there and the gameplay is really boring. Ruined King is only there because of how great it looks, and like the gameplay is pretty linear. But at least there's like, I don't even know. It's just so basic that I'm like, you really couldn't do anything more than this. And then you have this one, I think Convergence, which is probably the only game that will probably gain any traction for people to play and probably spend money on. But I know there's for sure some streamers that will probably buy the other games just because they look nice. But I think this is probably the best game out of all of them, and that's my truthful opinion. And I will be very interested to hear what your thoughts are. And I know my thoughts are very radical and harsh, but to be fair, someone has to be, because I am tired. I do not want Riot to be what like Harry Potter is, and they just put out a bunch of garbage. Because honestly, that's kind of my initial reaction right now of a lot of what they're putting out, and I'm kind of frustrated with it at the moment. Because honestly, I was excited for these 4 games. I was excited for the Ruined King game, and seeing what it is makes me a little sad. And seeing these other games, I'm like, really? Really? You had 4 different teams, 4 different companies working on these games. This is what they came back up with? Like, Riot has always sent back like champion ideas and like reworked it. Why aren't you doing it with these games? Like, I know you're probably spending a lot of money on these, but come on. Like, you're really okay with this? This is the product that you're going to put out there for people to play. You don't think that, like, you don't think that your name demands, like, a better product? And that's all I'm asking, because, like, Wild Rift could easily be a $5 to $10 purchase, but these games are $30. Does that make sense? Where League, Valorant, Legend of Terra, TVT, Teamfight Tactics, those are all free games, and then you have these 4 games, and they cost money. Does that make sense? Honestly, I would flip it and do it the other way, because I would gladly pay $30 for League. I would gladly pay $30 for Valorant. I will not be paying $30 for any one of these games, maybe Valorant. Not Valorant, Convergence. These 4 games should be free mobile games by what I'm seeing. Like honestly, Song of New looks like it could be Breath of the Wild, but it's like, that's how it looks, and it looks really amazing, but the gameplay just looks like it's like for a preschooler. Ruin Nation looks like you just took like every single stupid app on the App Store that has like this like turn-based system, and you just gave it great visuals while you're alternating through the battles. Like, I'm sorry, I've played so many of those, and I've seen so many of those. I'm not going to play yours because I've played 1,000 of them, so I'm not going to have a fun time playing yours. And it's like, ooh, solve these puzzles. Like, no, like, I want something better. Hextech Mayhem, I'm not even going to touch it. Like, it's just not my type of game. Conversion is the only platformer game that actually looks like it's worth something and has a very cool function with Echo. And I feel like they're using Echo a lot, because I just did a review on Project L where they used Echo as a battler. Like, they're just using Echo constantly because he's a cool mechanic. And I'm kind of getting tired of seeing Echo like as his main focal point to sell a game. Because, holy God. Like, you had him in Arcane, you had him in these games, like you had him in Riot Forge, like you have a whole game just for him. Like, Jesus, like, when will you stop using Echo as like the main selling point is what I'm going to ask him, because like there's going to be a point where I'm going to be like, why are you using Echo again? There was over 100 champions. And it's literally just because Echo has popped up 3 times, so I feel like it's pretty justified to bring it up. But no, those are my opinions on it. Let me know what you guys believe. What do you guys think?